Yes, Ross Knowledge, back in the building. Where's there, fam? Here we go again. Things get heated, beat it. Never fall into the argument trap. I've actually talked about this in another video before. Learning to avoid arguing. You got two unhappy bunnies, right? All of a sudden, you've now been sucked into these two forces clashing against one another. Wow. If that's turned back on whilst recording it, I'm gonna have to stop this. Reload. So I had it. Did I have it the other day? No, I didn't actually. This is a while back. I was doing my thing, right? Discussions were getting put in place, and it's not looking good, bro. Anyway, it was getting to the point where, alright, no matter how far I go into this argument, it's not gonna go my way. It wasn't really like a serious argument. It was just a case of, right, someone's trying to prove something to someone. In my head, I'm like, right, I can either back down or I can carry on going around in circles and circles because this other individual is just not going to quit. What I'm trying to discuss is the fact that why do we always have these debates? Why can't we just keep it cool, calm, collected? Right, someone's not happy with something. I'm not happy. I don't know how you can solve this problem. I guess you just got to carry on arguing. The way I'm doing it is just stepping away. I'm like, right, I ain't got time for this. It is what it is. I'm not going to be able to change their opinion. And whether or not I do that because I'm not actually strong enough to follow through with these discussions, unfortunately, I can't bother to do all that right now. I'd rather not let myself fall into a deep L and just let the L be, right, this is what we got right now. It's going to be what it is, and there's nothing I can do about it. I end up getting to the point where if I tried to carry on, I'd like stutter over my words, and then they're going to have like that little bit of extra thought, or they've got that ability to use that stutter against me and think, right, he's weak now, he's not confident, he's just chatting waffle. A bit like I'm talking right now, pretty much. Like I said, what have you got to prove, idiot? What have you got to prove to yourself? There was this guy, I was going to Tesco, and he rode his bike to there was a back door entrance, right? And do you know when people walk into the back door entrance, you're not supposed to do it, obviously. Anyway, this guy doesn't even work for Tesco. He's pulled up on his bike and just like seen this guy walk in, and you can hear him muttering under his breath. He was actually trying to talk to the guy, even though he can't hear him, to say, look, you're not supposed to go through those doors. Why are you doing that? You're just disrespecting the place. Not exactly in those words, but he said it along those lines. And I'm there in the corner of my eye, like, why do you care so much, mate? You've come here to do your job or your task. Carry on with it. Why do you care about what these other people are doing? You obviously don't like the fact that they're walking into the door, so why didn't you go into the other door? Which is what he did. But the guys didn't respond to him, and I think that irritated him even more. So he ended up going in the front entrance, and I can see him in the distance just shaking his head. I'm like, look, you've just called yourself all this negative information to crawl up into a ball inside your head because you were too busy focusing on these other people because you were trying to prove a point. When what you should have done is just been like, right, fair enough, it is what it is. Why are you trying to prove something to them? You're just wasting time and energy. What are you trying to get out of it? Obviously, you're trying to prove a point to make them feel bad about themselves. So why can't you just be like, right, look here, mate, I understand you've got this problem, I've got this problem. Should we just hit the nail on the head and just call it like that? I've definitely talked about this in another video. Did I tell you I'm running out of content, by the way? In the back of my mind, because I was watching, do you know IShowSpeed? Don't know, Redrin. He ended up saying, right, if you're going to start something, you might as well finish it. But when is that finish line? Do you know what I mean? I feel like I've been doing these videos long enough now to be like, right, you can accept the fact if you want to finish it, you can. I'm doing it on my behalf because I haven't really got much to talk about right now. I'd rather come back to it in about a year's time where I've learned and grown a bit. I've got new knowledge to put out there. The topic, right, was basically just, for me, if I'm ever getting into a discussion now, I'm like, right, if it's getting a bit heated or it's getting a bit too argumentative, I'm just going to walk away because it's not worth my time. You win. Unless it was something I really, really, really cared about and I've got all this information to back my points. Fair enough, mate. I think that's what I need to do. I need to stand my ground more because I'm too much of a shy guy. I don't want no shy guy. I just want a fly guy. That's what I want, yeah. You know what I want, yeah. I'm getting a lot of doom scrolling on the go. I've cut a lot of it out today. Sorry. Yawning, tired, home time. Please come to me.